Hello guys and welcome to another MK Mobile Top 10 video. Today we are checking which are, in my opinion, the top 10 best diamond teams in the game. And before we get to the ranking itself, I think it's important to mention what I mean when I say diamond team, because the possibilities are countless. And when I refer to a diamond team in this particular video, I mean the teams that are set by the game, such as the Ronin team, the Cold War team, the Circle of Shadow team, and so on and so forth. And if a team has more than 3 members, or in other words, you can assemble more than one variation of the team, I will be ranking the best variation, which is in my opinion. So let's say if I'm comparing the Ronin team against the Circle of Shadow team, I'll be comparing the Ronin team against the best variation of the Circle of Shadow team. Of course, when it comes to the best variation, it is also subjective. Like the entire video, it is totally subjective, totally biased, and totally prejudiced. So if you disagree somewhere, that's perfectly fine. With that said, let's jump to number 10. Coming in at number 10, guys, is the Nightmare team. I will be honest, this is a horrible team. Reason being, this team consists of Leatherface, who is, in my opinion, the worst diamond in the game, and 2 other pretty decent characters, Relentless Jason and Nightmare Freddy. Now, why I believe that this is the worst diamond team out of the 10? It is simple. First thing first, the synergy between the characters is really underwhelming. For example, the only thing Freddy gets out of being in this team is that you can guarantee that all 3 of the enemies will be in his Nightmare, which is okay, but even if you have just 2, is more than enough. In addition, thanks to Relentless Jason, Freddy has chance of having unblockable special 2, which is okay, but Freddy already has this chance on his special 2 as long as you're good on his minigame. And last but not least, Leatherface assistance is horrible. Not only that, but it is not useful, it can be detrimental to your team. I had multiple cases of Leatherface triggering the enemy Revenant thanks to his very bad passive. And let's talk about the passive itself. In order for it to be triggered in a Nightmare team, first Jason should evade, which is chance based, and then Leatherface has a chance to assist. In general, really underwhelming. Those 3 guys feel like they don't have anything in common, and this shouldn't be the case, because after all, they are supposed to be a very strong team. Once again, this is not the case, therefore they rank at number 10. Ranking at number 9, guys, is the Ronin team. Ronin Kenshi, Ronin Kitana, and Ronin Takeda. Now, to be honest with you, I don't consider this team to be a bad team. Quite the contrary, I think this team is very fun to play, and at some situations the damage is simply unreal. Those guys can deal massive amounts of damage. However, they have one big flaw, and this flaw is called no plan B. Let me tell you what I mean. Let's take, for example, the Red team. They have regeneration. Let's take Strike Force team. They have Strike Force Scorpion, who can save his teammates. Let's take, for example, MK11 team. They have Sub-Zero. Even the Assassins have chance to evade and save themselves. However, this is not the case for the Ronin team. They don't have anything. They don't have plan B. So if you're successful of dealing massive damage and just deleting the enemy in a matter of seconds, then this team will work for you. But if the enemy has Revenant or something happens and the enemy has a lot of power, then there you go, you cannot do anything, you just die. And this is the main problem with the Ronin team. They simply don't feel safe, and this is the reason why they rank at number 9. Number 8, guys, is reserved for the Assassin team. Yes, you heard me correct, the Assassin team. Probably some of you will disagree, because I know a lot of people love Assassin Jade, but the truth is, guys, that this team heavily relies on chance. If they work, if you're lucky, if they constantly evade, especially if this is the case for Assassin Jade, then you'll be destroying anybody with 3 hits, and this really feels great. But if you are unlucky, if you get caught, if your Assassin Jade eats special 2 of any character, not to mention what will happen if Assassin Kitana does that, you will lose a character. It will be almost guaranteed that you're going to lose a character. So in general, very fun team to play, but it relies on luck. So let's think about it. If you're building the perfect team, the best team in the game, do you want this team to rely on luck, or do you want this team to be good no matter what? I bet you select the second option. And this is the main reason why Assassins don't rank any higher in our ranking. Ranking at number 7, guys, is the Black Dragon team. Now, this is not a bad team by any means, quite the contrary, it is very strong. However, it has one flaw, and this flaw is that this team consists of one really great character who should be always there, and that is Black Dragon Cabal, and there is also one kind of good character who is Black Dragon Erwin Black. However, the other two are kind of underwhelming. I'm talking about Black Dragon Kano and Black Dragon Tremor. I'm not telling you that they're useless, but definitely they are not really that strong. So in other words, it is kind of one-man army, and this is the main thing I dislike about Black Dragons. They are meant to counter assassins, but assassins are not really that great in my opinion. Once again, they're ranked even lower on our list, so in general, the Black Dragon team, it is a good team, but it heavily relies on one, let's say 1.5 character, so in general, this is its main weakness. Coming in at number 6, guys, is the Cold War team. I just want to mention that every single team from number 6 to number 1, it was really difficult to make this ranking because the difference between them in terms of how good they are, in my subjective opinion, is so small that a lot of them changed their positions like at least 10 times. So it was really difficult. But at number 6, I decided to put the Cold War team, and this team should be consisted of Sonya, Sub-Zero and Scorpion. I still believe that this is the best formation for the Cold War team. Basically all you have to do is spam Special 2. This is better because you're going to get a lot of shields in the process. The reason why I don't want to include Scarlet here is because her armor is just okay, but I prefer to be safe. This is the main reason why I believe that Sonya should be supporting the team and not Scarlet. And in general, the Cold War team, very solid team, but I just believe that every single team after that is slightly better. This is the reason why they occupy number 6. Ranking at number 5, guys, is the Classic team, and this team should be Classic Raiden, also Classic Goro, and Classic Liu Kang. Let's face it, this team simply cannot lose if you play it correctly. You have Goro, one of the safest openers in the game, and not only he's a safe opener, but he also worked perfectly well with Classic Raiden due to the fact that once tagged in, Goro can tag out in 5 seconds. This is how fast you can just tag him out and get Raiden into the fight, who, as you well know, will join the fight with a thunderous tag-in attack. Apart from that, this team includes Classic Raiden and Classic Liu Kang, two of the best characters in the game, if not the 2 best characters in the game. So literally this team cannot be bad, but still, when this team was created, I mean the classics, they didn't have something specific as a synergy. They simply work well together because every single of those characters can basically fit any team. And this is the main reason why I believe the teams that will follow are simply better, because they are made to work together and their synergy is simply unstoppable. Ranking at number 4, guys, is the Circle of Shadow team. Quan Chi, Circle of Shadow Kung Lao, and Circle of Shadow Liu Kang. This team destroys his enemies for seconds. It is that good. I mean, this team has everything. It has snare, it has power drain, it has shields, he can heal, it can do anything in the game. Basically, this is one of the best teams in the game, and the beautiful part about Circle of Shadow is that you have a very viable 4th option, which is called Circle of Shadow Sub-Zero. So very good team, basically good everywhere, in every single game mode, especially in survival mode. I would say this team is probably one of the safest and fastest teams in survival mode. This is really important, guys. Not only that the team should be safe, but also the team should be fast, because you don't want to have 5-minute matches in order to finish the 15 tower run in survival mode. If you do that every time, then you cannot really rank higher and get the rewards. Definitely one of the best characters in the game, and it definitely deserves number 4 in our ranking. Coming in at number 3, guys, is the Day of the Dead team. Now, what can I say about those 3 guys? Dead Red Jade, one of the best characters in the game, definitely the best Jade in my opinion, and definitely the most underrated card in the game. She's simply great. All she requires is equipment that gives her block breaker and reduce chance of actually not reduce chance but reduce power cost of her special 2. Once she has those 2 things, she is simply unstoppable. She's useful everywhere, against bosses, in survival mode, everywhere. You just have to make sure that you keep her shield up, and once one of the enemies is down, then it is a piece of cake. You're going to get heals all the time. Basically you're good to go, and if you're bored of Jade, then you can bring in Dead Red Errin Black, one of the best fighters in the game. He only requires block breaker and he is good to go. And I wanna mention there is one more thing. We forgot to say anything about Dead Red Kitana, who is, in my opinion, one of the best supports in the game. She is literally unstoppable everywhere. Of course she isn't that great against bosses, but once again, nobody is perfect. And the runner-up of this video is MK11 team, MK11 Noob, MK11 Sub-Zero and MK11 Scorpion. I recently discovered this team and I was amazed. If you play correctly, especially if you have Noob Saibot's equipment, there is no chance in hell that you ever lose. This team is simply great. It is amazing for survival mode. It is unbeatable. Once again, you cannot lose, and on top of that, it is very fun to play. You have one great fighter, if not the best fighter in the game, MK11 Sub-Zero. You have one of the best general characters in the game. When I say general character, I mean a versatile character. He can be played as a fighter, he can be played as an assassin, he's a good support, he's so versatile and so unique. And on top of that, you have MK11 Sub-Zero to make sure that nobody of those 2 previously mentioned guys will ever die. So in general, amazing team. And if you don't have some of those 3 characters, don't worry, you can use MK11 Jade, another amazing character, or you can use MK11 Shang Tsung as a support, even if you have him at Fusion 0. In general, there is no wrong option. This team is simply great. However, this team is missing something, and this something is not missing in the team that is going to win this episode. And the winner of this episode, guys, the champion, the best team in my opinion, is the Strike Force team. Let's talk about it. The Strike Force team doesn't have a single flaw. They have tons of debuffs. They can snare if you have weak point attacks. They have huge power drain, basically. Cassid power drains a lot on tagging. Strike Force Scorpion power drains on tagging. Strike Force Johnny power drains with his special one. Strike Force Johnny gains power if the enemy Revenant gets triggered. Basically, this team is amazing, and on top of that, the best part is that every time when somebody tags in, it's getting a temporary immunity to critical hits, to lethal blows. Amazing. And on top of that, we have Strike Force Scorpion, who can save your teammates 3 times. Exactly. You can have one of the characters saved twice, another character saved once. This is simply amazing. You cannot lose with this team, and the thing that I value more in the Strike Force team compared to the MK11 team is very simple. This team can work better against bosses. Strike Force Johnny is simply better than MK11 Scorpion when it comes to finishing off bosses. And I know, if for example the bosses will resurrect, you need MK11 Noob Saibot to do the job, but in general you can go around this and find something else to do it, right? You can use an equipment to do it for brutality, you can use a Death Mark talent, but you cannot get the hit points of the boss as fast as by using Strike Force Johnny. He's simply one of the best characters in the game, one of the best fighters, and one of the best boss killers in the game. This is the main reason why in my eyes the Strike Force team is the absolute beast, the best team in the game. Okay guys, another top 10 video is in the past. Please let me know in the comments what you think about it. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Which is, in your opinion, the best diamond team and which is the worst diamond team and why? I will be looking at the comment section immediately after the video is released, so I'll be really interested to see what do you think about it and which are your favorite teams. This will be really interesting. So this is going to be all for me for today. See you next time. Take care and stay safe.
Perfect. Perfect.